All right, good morning. Good morning. We are live and welcome to Morocco. I've made a friend this morning. Let me see if I can get this. Get. Here we go. Let me see if I can get. Oh, she wants to play. She wants to play with my. Say hello. There we go. It'll be easy when I turn my camera around. So, hi, Mary Lou. Good morning. I've in an alleyway with it's at the moment three three of these friends. I'm going to turn the camera around. Here, give me a second. Let me just do this. They are everywhere. Here we go. This is the one that was making friends with me a moment ago. Hi, Joanne. And then we've got this one's just turned up. Good morning. Hello. There's another one up the end of the alley who's uh, enjoying a bit of a meal at the moment. But while I'm standing here, I know the signal's going to drop just at this point, but that there on the left, that's the entrance to our accommodation, which is in this building just here. And we'll see another one later. But while I've got the opportunity, I just want to show you this door and then I'll explain it as we're walking. So you'll see on this door, hi, Natalie. Hi. Yeah, I said hi, Joanne. See on this door that there's two door knockers and there's like the outline of two doors. I'll explain that in a moment. Hi, Michaela. Good morning, kitties. Look, this one here was getting quite affectionate with me a moment ago. Good morning. Hello, kitty. Yep. Oh, see, she wants my dangle cord off my gimbal. That's what she's chasing. All right, so we are in Fez, and this is the alleyway that we're actually living in. And I'm going to be doing lots of this, looking up and looking at the surrounding buildings above us as we walk. So yeah, just before we move on, that's our alleyway. We are staying right in the Medina. And we went for a walk yesterday with a guide. So we took a guided tour, walking tour yesterday. And the Medina is huge. From this point here, it sort of slowly leads downhill. And then that means obviously walking all the way back up again. We're going to see more of these as well. This is one that's in ruins. This is one of the fountains, and this is where the drinking water would have come from in the past. But we'll actually see a more decorative one later. Hello again, Kitty. Good morning. Hello. Yeah, this one wants to play with my dangle cord as well. Hello. So lots of cats in Fez. Okay, let's take a walk. Now, if the signal dips a little, obviously this is the nature of the environment through. There is a chance that it may dip here and there, and I don't get an indication unless it goes down of what the signal's doing. Lots of kitty cats in Fez. We'll see plenty. And lots of painted laneways like this. On that door to you. So there were two doors and two door knockers. And basically that's it. The use of the doors is depends on the type of person who's going to be coming through them. So we have the inner door, which is for family, and so that gets used by the husband and children and that sort of thing. And then we have the outer door. Just going to let this person walk past. The outer door is used by visitors, so tradespeople or visitors, just visitors in general. And then it was explained to us yesterday that if the outer door is actually wide open, there's usually some kind of an event happening. It might be something important for the family, a celebration or something of that nature. Hi, Judy. Great to see you. So at this point here, this actually is the closest that we have seen cars parked to the Medina. So this is one of the car parks that residents can use. So if I just go up here just a little way, we're actually going to take a walk later this week out of the Medina because, as you can see, this time of day brings out the colour of the buildings. Just looks gorgeous. And that up there is a rooftop terrace bar, which has a lovely view. We were sitting up there the other day, and we had dinner up there as well. And then we get to see. We can walk outside of the Medina and go and see the wider landscape, basically. And I'll get you photos of that because it's a little too far to walk with not much in between. Good morning, kitty cat. Lots of kitty cats around. Okay, so walking out at this time of day has a number of advantages and one big disadvantage. The disadvantage is that the garbage hasn't been collected yet. So I'm really trying to just visually crop where there's obvious mounds of garbage in the street. But the garbage hasn't been collected yet, and it gets done in about an hour, I think. And this is the entrance to that restaurant and bar. So one of the advantages of coming out at this time of day is that later on, this street will actually be full of people, and I will show you that in the evening tour that I'm going to do in a couple of days' time. But this is where all the shops are located, all along this laneway. Oh, the garbage is being collected now. Here we go. There's a big garbage truck ahead of us. Yeah, we'll go around that. So that's all happening now. And you can also see that Fez is being renovated basically as a whole, as a city. So all this new beautiful woodwork that's happening right now. Here's another example of those two doors. So you get to see the door knocker for family, close family, and then that big knocker up the top there, and the bigger door. And then, of course, if I step back, we see the whole thing. This is actually much bigger than a usual residence because it's got the double door, and that's for events or, that sort of thing. And here's one of the fountains. The water's been turned off in a lot of these fountains because Fez has been in drought for 6 years. We saw some working fountains yesterday, but in this area, the touristy area, they don't actually want, the water running constantly and kids playing and turning on the water because they're basically in drought. But you can see the beautiful tile work of the water fountain. I'm just going to wait for this, the garbage truck to come past, and then it's going to stop there and collect them down the garbage. My timing was immaculate, wasn't it? So that's okay. Let's look down the hill, down into the Medina. We have lots of little welcoming. Oh, they're going to have a face-off, are they? These two tails are twitching. Yeah, out of my territory. Oh yeah, we got a spat. Kitty cat spat. Off they go. Okay, the garbage truck's coming through now. Just give us a second, guys. They'll be gone very soon. All right, let's turn the camera around in the meantime and just say a formal good morning to you all because I missed out on doing that. And here we go. So here I am in Fez, in Morocco. So far we're loving it. One downside where we're staying is that we're staying in a traditional Dar is the house. It's been named a riad, but a riad, we've had explained to us, is actually something a little bit larger. and normally has at least a fountain or a pool or a water feature of some sort. It's quite a job for a vehicle to go through the Medina. And of course, this is the only vehicle. Okay, so our accommodation, of course, has lots of very steep stairs to get to our room, and that's one of the downsides of where we're staying. Joanne says, when I visited Iran, they had male and female door knockers, each with different sounds. Yeah, I think that might also be the case, Joanne. He was explaining that the woman of the house, so when the door knocker on the bigger door is used, it does have a different sound, and that allows the lady of the house to put on her headscarf, because she doesn't need to have that obviously for family, but if it's someone she doesn't know who's coming into the house, she needs to have her headscarf on. So what is also useful is this sign up here. You can see that hexagonal shaped sign. It not only has 3 languages, the top line is Arabic, the middle line is Berber, and the bottom line is French, but the shape indicates whether it's a thoroughfare or a dead end. So in this case, the hexagonal shape indicates that this is a dead end, and so this laneway doesn't go anywhere. If it's a through laneway, it's a square-shaped sign. So you know by seeing that sign whether you can actually continue through to another part of the Medina or not. Now, everywhere is the beautiful mosaic work. Mosaic, plaster and timber. So here's an example of the gorgeous mosaic design. I'm just going to step back in a second. This is an entrance to a hammam, which is a bathhouse. And a lot of the bathhouses aren't actually in, well, they're not actually in extensive use at the moment because of the drought as well. So we have, down the bottom is the ceramic mosaic work. Up the top is the beautiful plasterwork, carved plasterwork, and then the centre carved door, which is made of cedar. And this is the plasterwork. And you can see the Arabic at the top there. Now, in preparation for coming to Morocco, of course, I took up my French again, took up learning my French again, and did that through Duolingo. As I get older, it becomes more and more difficult to do that. But it turns out that French is no longer the official language. It's Arabic now. So it's only the older generations that speak French. Now the official language is Arabic. So learning French has some use, but it's not the be all and end all. It's the Arabic would have been more useful. There's another terrace bar up there you can see with the cane lamp shades up there. And then up ahead we have a beautiful minaret tower, which I'm going to try and show you a little bit. As the laneways narrow, it's a little bit more difficult to look up, but we will get a little closer and I'll show you what that minaret looks like. And these are all shop fronts. When we come through here in the middle of the day, these are all shop fronts. And it doesn't matter what time of day you come through the Medina, there will be a cat lying on the ground somewhere. And yes, they are your alley cats, your quintessential alley cats. I have to debate whether to go upstairs to these these terrace bars because they all involve a lot of steps. I'm just going to keep my eye on this lovely. I want to try and, it's not exposing for it. Hang on, let me see if I can get that a bit better. That's coming into view now, I think. There we are, the beautiful minaret up there, which is all ceramic ware. Oh, okay. Thanks for popping in, Michaela, and I hope you enjoy it later. Have a good day at work. So there we go. There's the minaret. I'm just still trying to get it exposed for it. It's wanting to expose for what's on left and right. There. Beautiful green. Green is the colour of religion. And of course that's the minaret for the mosque, which is coming up. Only Muslims are allowed into the mosque. We aren't allowed into any of the mosques. But there is one. So here's a great, sorry, I'm just going to pause. This is a great example. This particular laneway, one second. This particular laneway looks like, it shows promise. It looks like it heads somewhere. You think, oh yeah, that's going to head off somewhere. But then you look up here and you see the street sign, the hexagonal shaped one, and you know it's a dead end. So that one doesn't lead anywhere. It's a little scooter or motorbike coming towards us. Morning. Morning. Okay, let's see if we can see that one there. So that one is attached to the oldest university, which we're coming up to. This is a school and university on our left, and the entrance is just coming up. But that's the minaret. Oh my goodness. We are being beset. We are being beset. Look. Hungry kitties. Hungry kitties. We're not going to feed you. I'm sorry, we don't have anything for you. So shops are starting to slowly open, mainly the food shops to begin with, but the Medina itself doesn't really get lively or open in full until about 10. So this is the entrance to the oldest school. We went in there yesterday and it dates back 1,200 years. No, that's wrong. The town itself is 1,200 years. This one dates back to the 14th century. Some of these cats don't look very well. So it's the La Madrasa, which is the school, Arabic school or Islamic school. And it's called the La Madrasa Bunani. I can't pronounce these Arabic words. I'm very bad at it. It says it's been restored thanks to a donation from the Benjalun Mazian Foundation. It lasted from 1995 until 2004. So what's notable is these beautiful door knockers on the outside. Oh, Joanne, I immediately, as soon as we were heading out the door of our accommodation, I marked the location on what 3 words and saved it. I'm just going to show you the inside of this arch here. Yeah, so that we can now always navigate back to it if I get lost. This is an ancient clock, and there's no handicraft person anywhere who can restore it. The knowledge no longer exists. But basically there's 12 windows, and suspended from, beneath each of these windows would have been 12 brass bowls. We saw a photo yesterday. 12 brass bowls,
and then suspended above each of the bowls was a smaller bowl or ball or something of that nature. And as the hour turned over, that ball dropped down into the bowl to chime the hour. But it's closed, and the knowledge no longer exists for a restoration to take place, which is really sad because it's so beautiful. You can see the intricate woodwork up there, and it's slowly deteriorating due to the weather. Well, what we're headed for is the Blue Gate. The Blue Gate is one of the two main entrances into. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's the king. That's King Mohammed. Is in the top right. And then up above is the minaret tower there. So yeah, that's the king, King Mohammed VI. We might come back along this laneway. That's an art laneway. It's only recent. There's a cooperative of 10 artists that manage that laneway. But this area here is where the majority of the food sellers, food vendors. So you butchers and what else do we have here? We've seen people selling chickens. We've seen people actually doing butchering here. I haven't seen any fish. We've seen fish, cooked fish, for sale, ready to eat. Here's a small place selling the bean soup. That's a common breakfast food. And then up ahead here is predominantly, later in the morning, we'll see fruit and vegetable vendors up here. So we're lucky that we're staying very close to this, which is one of the two main streets. This is called the Big Street. Its name is Talah Kabira, which actually means Big Street. That's slippery. And later on in the morning, here we'll have bread sellers. This stall here, I'm actually glad it's closed. It's quite confronting what it sells. They actually cook whole animal heads. And then we have these amazing rooftop bars here. So we've got one there, one over here. And we have arrived at the Blue Gate. But we're not on the blue side. This is the green side. And the green is an indication of religion, as I said earlier. And apparently it was to represent the coexistence of the Islamic faith with the Jewish faith, because both lived harmoniously inside the Medina for many, many years. Now the population of Morocco is 99% Muslim and about 1% Jewish. Richard has corrected me. He said it's 0.01. No, it must be 0.1. Can't be 0.01. That's not even measurable, surely. So we're outside the Medina Wall now, and on this side is the reason why it's called the Blue Gate. Here we go. Just going to slowly move back. And then we have the gorgeous Blue Gate in front of us. And those are all blue ceramic tiles that have been carved into that pattern. So they've all started out as solid blue, and then the pattern has been carved into it to reveal that pattern, which is, I think that he said that it is Arabic script. It's not simply a pattern, it is actually Arabic script. And of course, we're facing east and we're starting to see the morning glow through the centre there onto the minaret. I'll just head across the road so we can get a lovely view back towards the Blue Gate. And sitting outside the Blue Gate is this really nice square as well, which, when it's not in drought, has lovely fountains. So normally this square would be full of fountains in between these planters. But just at the moment, all fountains are turned off, which is a bit of a shame. There we go. So there's the Blue Gate against the sun, morning sky. Let's see if I can get you a better angle. All right, so we're going to head back down into the Medina. And what are you pointing at? Oh, the outer wall. Yeah, okay, we'll have a little walk over there. There's the outer wall in that direction. Let's have a little walk in that direction first. I'm detecting a little bit of a breeze, so I'm hoping that that's not causing... I want to go that way, but there's all those steps. But it's far more interesting. We'll come back around. So it's a lovely square. It's got lots of tile work, mosaic work. I suspect there's a car park underneath here. I'm not absolutely certain. It feels quite new and modern, but I think there might be a car park underneath here. And again, another little pussycat. Shinrul, do I know you, Shin? Hi, welcome. Lovely to see you. Another cat face off. Oh. Lovely to see you, Shin. Thanks for joining us this morning in Fez, in Morocco. We're definitely getting to see the cats of Morocco here. What do you got? Oh, he's trying to get me to smell something. It's lavender, I think. Don't just walk up to people and shove your fingers under their nose.
Sign of welcome.
Sign of welcome. So we've got these mosaic benches, which are lovely. And just looking back towards the gate, let's see if I can look across these fountain grass. That's an interesting shot, maybe. There we go. Very pretty. Okay, I don't really want to climb stairs though, so I'm going to go back around to the ramp. That's all right. We'll walk that way. Richard was just offering to take the camera while I go around. That's okay. We can go the long way around. Your fans? Richard's saying, what about my fans? Well, there you go. There you go. That's for your fans. He's starting to like getting involved in my tours. It took a while. He likes to be behind the scenes. Okay, so this is where you catch a taxi from. So all these little red cars here are the petite taxi. And in Fez, they're red. In other cities, apparently, they're different colours. We have this another minaret tower. So apparently in Fez, in the Medina, there are 300 mosques and 200 fountains. That's just one little statistic for you. It's a beautiful entrance door there. We were shown inside one of the mosques yesterday. Of course, we weren't able to enter, but we were able to look through the open doorway. And we could see that where the men and women pray separately. So there was a separate area for the women. And considerably more men and more space for men than for women. Apparently that's because the women are at home. How does Richard like it there? How does Richard like it here? You're being interviewed.
No, there's no McDonald's.
There's no McDonald's, he says. I thought we saw one, but it's on the outskirts.
Ah,
It's not in the Medina.
that's right.
So this is the start of the Atlas Mountains here as well. Cute little trees. They are, aren't they? They've sort of been topiaried. I guess that's what you would say. They've been cut into sort of funny shapes. These little ones here, all along there. And just trying to work out where to step down onto the road. So there's a big open area here. I'm not sure what that's for. We didn't see any markets here last night when we walked through, but I guess on weekends it's possible that this might be a market space. But this is the outer wall of the town that we're seeing here, and then there's a big gate up ahead. If you look out through the gate, we'll get a little bit closer. There's a cemetery on the outside as well. I'm not going to go out through the gate. We'll head back down into the Medina. Let's just get this sign out of the way so you can see the outer wall of the city of Fez. Actually, no, I will take you over here because there's another lovely gate over here. This heads back down into the Medina in a different direction. Nearly got run over by a taxi. But we'll go back through the blue gate. There's a lovely old gate here. And that sort of leads into the top of the old markets. There we go. And then I can do a full turn. Look at all the birds. There's so many birds. Every single one of those, what do you call them? Those spikes on top of the wall has at least 3 or 4 birds on top of it. There's the gate entrance there. There are 14 entrances into the Medina. Oh. And already it's starting to feel very warm. It's been getting to the mid to high 30s during the day, and I think yesterday reached 37. This time of day is very pleasant. We're lucky that it doesn't get hot until much later in the day. So it's normally around about 4 o'clock. 20 degrees now and it's heading for 33. It's going to be cooler today than it was yesterday. So we went for a city walk yesterday. We're not as young and fit as we used to be, and we can only really manage about 3 hours, especially when it's very hot. So we didn't do the complete tour. And what we missed out on was the tanneries, which obviously has a fair amount of controversy attached to it these days. There's lots of leather products for sale in the Medina. The sun looks big. Yeah, I think that's really just the glow from the sun more than the sun itself. But yeah, it does look here. This looks quite impressive, doesn't it? But the tanneries themselves apparently are definitely a must-see, as in we really should make an effort to go down there to see them. So we're going to try and see that today. I need to see how fit I feel, because after yesterday's huge walk and then just tackling the stairs in where we're staying, it's taking its toll. I'm starting to feel definitely less fit and able than I used to. But I'm always going to make an effort. We'll see how that goes. I've also made contact with Fatima, the woman who used to be a Hago guide in Fez. She's living in Tangier at the moment, I believe, but she's coming back to Fez, I think, for a couple of days later this week. So I'm going to try and see if I can catch up with her. And it would be lovely to see the city from a local point of view. So we're heading back towards the Blue Gate now. I'm going to try and see if I can get a shot with at least part of the sun through the middle of the gate, if possible. There we go. That's a nice shot with the minaret through the middle. So Medina, the city of Fez dates to around about 1200. It was founded in the late 800s. Let me see, there's a sign here. This is the name of the gate, because my memory is hopeless, but we can see here, again, the sign is in 3 languages, the Arabic, the Berber, and the French. So it's Bab Boujloub. And then it gives the description in English as well. So 3 types of urban heritage will be discovered here: a public esplanade, a monumental gate, and the building of the original Fez water supply network. Okay. I did say there was only the garbage, but there's also these little construction vehicles. Fez is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, as in the Fez Medina. And at the moment, it's undergoing a lot of renovation. Morocco will host a big football tournament next year. Is it the Africa Cup or Africa Cup? So I think it's the Africa Cup. And so there's a lot of money being poured into renovating large parts of Fez, because it will be one of the host cities. So that's just looking back up at the green side of the Blue Gate once more. All right. So let's head down this way. How's the signal been, guys? I haven't been getting any warnings that it's letting me down. I find it quite surprising about when I've looked at it on my phone, just how good it seems to be. We're going to try and get up to one of these terrace bars maybe this week, because looking in that direction is going to be sunset with the gate, and that's got to be worth heading upstairs for. So this here, the Hotel Cascade, I think that's the one we're going to have a go at. Lots of different kinds of breads. The form the basis of the regular meals and diet here. This is the gate that enters into one of the souks, which is the, how would you describe the souk? The souk is like the marketplace, I guess, yeah. And in the afternoon, this area here is full of tables and chairs all the way along. And we've had coffee and a meal here a couple of times. I don't know if you might have seen, I uploaded a TikTok yesterday. And I guess most of you aren't seeing my TikTok, but I uploaded a TikTok yesterday that had pastries. And inside the cabinet for the pastries, it's just full of bees. And that was at this place here. I probably should upload that to our group as well. So there's lots of bees in Fez. That's one thing I can tell you. This appears to be about the only public tree inside the Medina. There's some smaller trees inside private gardens, but this appears to be the only public tree. All right, now we're going to find that laneway with the artists and head back towards our accommodation in that direction. Oh, did you spot a Chinese restaurant? I missed it. Was there a Chinese restaurant? Richard's nodding. Yes, he agrees. You were right. I missed it. We're enjoying the good signal. Excellent. Thanks, Joanne. I'm really surprised, given all the huge, thick stone and concrete walls. I'm really surprised. So here's another one of these fountains. And we get to see a closer look at the tile work here, where there's a litter of kittens down below me. There you can see it's carved out. You can feel the texture. Another box. So many kittens. So many kittens around. Now here's a very old doorway entrance. So when we come back here, when am I doing that? I think it's not tonight, 2 nights. So I think we're Wednesday. I think I'm doing it Friday night. This is going to be just full of produce for sale. Yeah, these are all stalls. Every single one of these doorways has a stall in front of it. Okay, and we're just looking for that laneway. Oh, here it is. Here we go. So we met the artist yesterday. His name was Omar. And he paints on all sorts of different material. So here we've got like jeans, pants that he's painted on. And just the work is so colourful. It's vibrant. We're going to take a walk along here. And I'll try and slow down and give you an opportunity to see some of them in more detail. What am I looking at? Oh, the QR code. I don't think that'll come out, but okay. There we go. In case you'd like to see more details, you might be able to see that later. And lots of hand signals going on here. Rich is pointing out that here we have the square street sign indicating that this is a thoroughfare, a through laneway, again with the Arabic, Berber and French. I'd probably disagree that that's French, but it's an Arabic name in French. It's a Moroccan name in French. I don't know. Anyway, it's Derb Lumsdar Tati. And the art studio is actually open. Oh, and look at this. Okay, here we go. Here's the beautiful, let's see if I can expose for it. Up there, up there. Okay. Never seen jeans painted like that. Very colourful. Yeah, true. And then we have, he's painted onto timber here. Actually, I think there's 10 artists in the co-op in this laneway. Here's a market scene up here, which is gorgeous. We might poke our nose in through the studio door. It's gorgeous, isn't it? This one's nice. Where are we? There. And then we have leather bags that have been painted as well. There's no lights on in there. But that's where we went yesterday. We met the artist. We met Omar. Oh, look at this. It's so colourful, so vibrant. Oh, I like this one. Look at this one. And then we have painting on velvet. Here's some more of these warriors. Are they the Berber? Do you think they're the Berber? I guess they could be. And then up above, I found this amusing yesterday. You've got the security camera, and either side you've got all these faces, so you're being looked at not just by the security camera, but by all these veiled faces as well. So this just stays out here. I don't know if they don't close the laneway at night, so very trusting, isn't it? Up there we have, I don't know, are they drums, like, you know, tambourine sort of things, drums have been painted. And then there's another kind of a mural, I guess, up above the exit of the laneway. Okay. And we are back onto our street. So we'll head back in the direction of our accommodation and we'll call it a day. But that's another place we may try and head up to. It's called the Clock Cafe. I don't know if you can actually see any of the inside workings up there or not from inside that cafe, but maybe it's just opportunistic name of a enterprise that's located next to the clock. Back outside the school here. But everything's very decorative. Everything's very ornate. And there's a breezeway through there. If you can see inside the school, maybe through that window. All right, so we see lots of this sort of thing, lots of signs to places, guest houses, restaurants, cafes, like that. And lots of cats. Cats everywhere. There's another one coming up. Just going for the silhouette shot, trying to be artistic. Not sure with this side. Maybe, oh yes, he's a plumber. There we go. That's one way to advertise your business. Where's the best angle for this? There we go. He's a plumber. A plombier. Okay. So a couple of tours on the calendar that I'd love to draw your attention to. If you missed it, Annette had Maple as a guest in her virtual kitchen the day before yesterday. Try and catch that if you can. And if you're lucky enough to see the chat, it's pretty, I don't understand. It's a bit hit and miss for me. Sometimes I succeed in seeing the chat on these replays, and other times it's just not there. Susanna returned. We saw Susanna and Julianne turn up on the chat for Net and Maple's cooking the other day, or food preparation, meal preparation. And Susanna's hinted, I probably shouldn't give too much away, but she's hinted that she might come back in a guest appearance capacity. I don't think she'll return to touring as such, but she may come back as a guest somehow. So that would be exciting. We'd love to at least have her reappear in some shape, way or form. That would be excellent. So if you're ever looking for something to do, go back and have a look at the calendar and see if there's anything that you might have missed that would be worth revisiting. Oh, hello. There you are. Susanna. Good morning to you. How wonderful to see you. So as I say, we're not giving too much away, but there's a chance that Susanna may return in a guest capacity. And when we're delighted to see you again. All right, so we're almost back at our little laneway. I won't take you back up there again, but just admiring the beautiful mosaic work again and the plaster work. And of course the cedar doors. And you can smell the wood, even in these really old doors, you can smell the cedar in the air. I think probably due to the new woodwork rather than the old doors, but it's nice to think that you've got that atmosphere of the wood constantly surrounding you. Joanne says, I have lots of tours to catch up on. All right, so we're almost at our laneway. We had coffee here, or actually we had mint tea. I had, Richard had a mint tea. I had an iced tea in this place the other day. Mint tea is very popular here and it's very refreshing. We've had several tagines so far. The prices are pretty good. We still have to be a little bit careful on our budget, but the prices are pretty good. What did we pay Richard had a banquet or a set menu yesterday. He had, to start with, he had harira, the Moroccan lamb and bean soup. And then he had a tagine. Was it chicken? Chicken tagine. And then he had, it came with a mountain of bread. And then there was a dessert plate with sliced oranges sprinkled with cinnamon and a couple of little sort of sweet pastry things. Hi, Laurie. Great to see you. And a mint tea came with that as well. So that set menu cost 70. Let's have a look. Here we go. More Moroccan cats. 70 Moroccan dirham, which converts. No, it's 10. Yeah, $10. 650 to the dollar. So we're using 6 or 7 to to make it easier on ourselves. So that's what he had, and I had meat skewers with Fritz, because I didn't need to eat anywhere near as much as they were serving Richard. So I had the meat skewers, and they were delicious. So when we go back in to have a look at the Medina in the evening, obviously there's going to be a lot more activity, and we're going to see a lot of different things. There'll be obviously souvenirs. Oh, this is one thing I forgot to show you. It's not going to be immediately obvious, but there's 2 different kind of wall here. So this one here is silk smooth, and he explained that it's rubbed with stone and what else? Oh, my goodness, my memory is terrible. Anyway, it's finished in such a way that it's waterproof, so the moisture doesn't get in. And the opposite side of the alleyway, if it's not treated like that, it actually is susceptible to the elements. So you get that kind of deterioration. So it's this side here, the building is very cool, very smooth. And then there's a special technique that's used to create that finish, but I forget what the materials were that were used. And Judy says, thanks, Lynn. Such interesting locations you take us to. Lime. Was it lime? Could have been lime. Just letting these people pass. People who've been buying their baguettes. We recognise where our alley is because there's some construction work going on. So this building up ahead that's draped in plastic or something, that's where the entrance to our laneway is. Lots of little music stalls around when we see them at night. All these little stalls, different kinds of guitars and stringed instruments. Here's another one of these through laneways. So we've got the square here, and we think that this is the one we came along at 4 o'clock in the morning when we got picked up from the airport. We came down this laneway here when we were dropped off. Shade cloth, that's what it is, isn't it? Yeah, it's shade cloth. So this marks the entrance to our laneway. So what I'll do is I'll finish up here. There's a sugarcane juicer just setting up on the left. This is our laneway. There's a little stencil there indicating where our laneway begins, where our accommodation is, and you can see the old timber support, a lintel above the entrance to the laneway here. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera around and thank everyone for joining me this morning. Let's just turn this around, camera. It's a process. I have to find a different app, but anyway, just for now. Okay. He's trying to get out of shot. Look at this. He's trying to avoid it. All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks again for joining me on Where Am I Wednesday. And I think he thinks I'm talking to him. And so there we go. Thanks again for joining me. Next week we'll be in a different location, and I invite you all to join me there. And for now, au revoir. Au revoir. Salam. Salam. I don't know the word for goodbye. It's probably salam as well. Peace be with you. Bye, everybody.